Hey, tubers, tubettes, various crazy people. The title of this little video is called Regrets. I have a few. Stolen from old Blue Eyes. Anyway, the inspiration for this video comes from a couple of different directions. Number one, people ask me occasionally, what's your biggest regret? What's happened in life that really crapped you out? And I have a few. But one was brought to the surface recently. In fact, just this morning it was brought to the surface. One of my regrets was I received an email from my friend Biff, and he said that I'd made a statement yesterday in my live stream about how red hot the market is in America right now. And if it was me, I would just sell my house and sell my car and gut it out. I would take the money and run, basically. I could stay in America, I could get a little apartment, little studio, I could use Uber, blah, blah, blah. In other words, just totally downsize, cash out, take the money and run, and then gut out the pandemic until I could go to wherever I wanted to go. And it jostled this memory that I have. I think it goes back to about 2006. And I had purchased a home, and my friend Bob Tracy had purchased a home about the same time and about the same price range. I think we both paid somewhere in the neighborhood of $240,000 or $250,000 for our homes. And we'd been in them for a while. Nothing major happened, and then all of a sudden not the stock market, but the real estate market just went psycho, and the value of our homes just kept going up and up and up and up, because Vegas back then was red hot. There was 5,000 people a month moving from California and other places in the country to Vegas. And so there was such a big rush to buy property. I got this phone call from Bob, and he said, "Mr. McGill." And I said, "Mr. Tracy, how the hell are you?" And he says, "I was just looking on Zillow." He says, "Do you realize that your house and my house is worth $500,000? That's how much they've gone up." I said, "Are you nuts?" I said, "I look at it 3 times a day." He said, "Do you realize that you and I could sell our homes?" They would sell within 72 hours because of the market. And after everything was said and done, we could pocket right around $250,000. That's $250,000 that we could just put in our pockets for just having bought a house. We could double our money. And I said, "Yeah, I have." I said, "Are you going to sell?" He goes, "I don't know." He says, "What do you think?" And I said, "Well," because see, I was still in the mode that I was not going to retire yet and everything was going good. And I said, "Well, I got 2 reasons not to. Number one, if I take that money, I'm going to want to buy another house. And I'm going to be paying an inflated price for the next house. So does it really make any sense?" He says, "Well, that's a point." And I said, "And the second thing is," I said, "real estate traditionally has gone up 1%, 2% a year for the last 50 years. And here in Las Vegas, it's going up like 10% a year." I said, "So look at it this way, Bob." I said, "If our houses today are worth $500,000 and it's going up 10%, in 12 short months, our houses are going to be worth $550,000. I said, "Where else are you going to make $50,000 for just living in your home?" He says, "That's another good point." And I said, "Well, I'm not trying to influence you, man, but what are you going to do?" He says, "I think I'm just going to stay. I follow your logic." Well, that's one of my biggest regrets. Because about a year later, after that conversation, I don't know what old Bob ended up doing, but I dumped my house for $175,000 because the recession had come. And so not only did I not make any money off the house, I actually had to short sell it and wound my credit. So the reason I bring that up is that right now in America, and the majority of my audience I think is in America, things are red hot again. Not only in real estate, but they're red hot with the automobile market. I had a conversation about a week ago with another buddy of mine. He had a Mercedes, and he had bought it a couple of years ago. He had been traveling around. COVID came, of course. He had to go back to America and hunker down. And just last week, he took that Mercedes to, I think, a Honda dealership and traded it in. They gave him a brand new whiz-bang car, and they gave him a check for $10,000. So basically, they bought his Mercedes for a new car and 10 grand. That's how wacko the market is. And I got to thinking, Biff made a suggestion. He said, you ought to maybe make a video about this, because I think what you said in the live stream got lost amongst all the other knucklehead stuff we jumped into. If I was back in America, and this is just me, I'm not telling you guys what to do, but I'll tell you what, I reflect more than once on that conversation with Bob and where that 250 could have gone. Hindsight being 2020, if I was to have that, be in that same place at the same time, having the same conversation with Bob, my response today, knowing what I know, and hindsight's always 2020, but my response today would be, I'm going to sell my house. I'm going to bank the 250, and then I'm going to go rent someplace and gut it out, and keep working and all that kind of stuff, because I was in no shape to retire back then. It was way too early, until the market collapses, because it has to, or goes down, or settles down, and then I'll reevaluate it. But having 250 is 250, along with my other stuff that I had going on. And I thought that would apply right now to me also if I was at my age getting ready to retire and I owned a home and I owned a car. Again, I'm not telling you guys what to do. I don't want to give advice, but if it was old Paulie boy here, I would dump both or all. I would dump the house, I would bank the money. I would dump the car and I would bank the money. I would take my car right now, today, to CarMax if I was living in the States and get a written appraisal, which they'll give you for free. It's good for a week, and you would have a number on that. And if I owned a Mercedes or whatever I owned, I would take that appraisal and I would shop it around town, go to a Mercedes dealer or a Toyota dealer or whatever I own, see if anyone could beat it until I found the best deal, and then bang, I would drop the car and not buy another one. Same thing with the house. I'd go on Zillow, I would see what the value is, I'd start shopping some real estate agents and, negotiate the commission and put as much money as humanly possible in my pocket. And I would not rent a house or buy another car, obviously. I wouldn't even stay in the States. I would bug into Mexico. I just saw a brand new video. It's actually an older video, but a couple that are living in Mexico right now. And it just popped up on my little YouTube radar, and I watched the guy's video. And I very rarely watch other people's videos, but I was curious about Mexico. And I thought, you know what? After watching his video, and I'll try to find his video again, and I'll put a link in the description box of this video so you can check him out. He's got some really good content, much better than anything you're seeing right now. And he's actually organized and makes a lot more sense. But I would, if it was me, and I was sitting in the States right now, wanting to come to anywhere, be it Philippines, Nicaragua, Vietnam, Thailand, you name it, anywhere but here, right? I would check that out. So that's about it, boys and girls. I think that what goes up must come down. I am by no means, shape, or form any kind of economist or financial advisor, and I'm not giving advice, but I just know what I would do, and I think it would be good information, or at least, if nothing else, something to think about. Because I would hate to think that somebody had their Bob conversation about their house and didn't act on it. All right, kids. Well, I hope this video finds you well. Thanks for all the new subscribers that have jumped on this last month or two. Appreciate you. And as always, I really appreciate the guys that have been with me from the start. So I hope everything is cool in school with you guys, and we will catch you on the next video. See you later. Bye.